Hi, pile one. So if you picked this pile, the ET species you're most connected to at the moment are the Arcturians. Feeling safe, wisdom keepers, concern. Card's number 6, so this number 6 might be relevant to you. And I'm going to read out of the book for these so that I can get some more information. So the Arcturians are from the Boots constellation, 36.7 light years away. They are a 5th and higher dimensional civilization and are the most advanced ETs of our Milky Way galaxy. Arcturians are non-polarized and anchor in conscious awareness of radiant love and healing compassion. Arcturians find third-dimensional space and time a harsh space to experience. However, they have the capacity to exchange lower third-dimensional frequencies by alchemically transmuting them into higher frequencies for a period of time. Arcturians operate within the advanced violet bandwidth of frequencies, which assists them to remain peaceful and connected to all. Without this loving frequency, it is not possible to enter fifth-dimensional portals. They are a gentle, private, and quiet race overall, and are amazing time travelers of the universe, with the finest starships and state-of-the-art crystal-driven technology. They do not use primitive computer-generated technology. They operate and navigate their ships purely through auras and consciousness energy. Arcturians vary in size, some tall, others very small. Their skin colors vary from a range of blue tones to green. They have profound telekinesis and no sicknesses at all. Arcturians have extensive wisdom and cosmic knowledge. The Arcturians were historically responsible for assisting the Pleiadians into ascended awareness during their collective consciousness shifts. The crop circle's elaborate sacred geometry designs are usually the work of Arcturian frequency technology. Arcturians choose to terminate their physical life through agreed contracts for the highest development of their advanced species well-being at around the age of 400 Earth years. So some themes of this card are wisdom keepers, feeling safe, concern, coherent, prudent, emotional intelligence, deep, quiet achiever, trial and error, listening, sensible, soul-searching, reserved, confidant or friend, mentor, insightful, rational, and conscientious. And then it also has in this book the reverse meaning, which it didn't come out in reverse, but it might be important just to see it for, if any of this sounds relevant to you. Cagey, uptight, bitchy, flippant, irresponsible, irrational, superstitious. All right, so with that being said, you guys also chose the Labradorite, which is a very high vibrational crystal. This is one of the crystals that I first was drawn to, just because, how could you not love all of that flashy goodness? It's so beautiful. And it just seems to have its own glowing just aura about it. But it's a very spiritually connected crystal. It can help with psychic and intuition and also your connection to the cosmos. So this is a pretty beautiful one. So now we're going to put this over here. Actually, we could put him over by the candle. And then for the spread itself, we're going to look at the Starseed Oracle to get information about your star origins, who you came here to be on Earth, your mission and your gifts, and some maybe karmic things that you might be overcoming in this lifetime. I'll get some more information about that. Alright, I think I'm going to put them face down to start. Let me just make sure I'm doing this in the right order. So, first card. So this first card is going to look at your soul gift, what you came here to express and share with the world. So you got Child of the Cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Wow, that's beautiful. So I think this is saying you're going to be on this earth in this lifetime to emanate the wisdom that is inherently within us, because we are made of stardust. I'm sure you've heard that before. All of the elements found in the cosmos are found in human beings. So this is talking about knowing, having this inner knowing and being able to share it with the world. Beautiful card. I'm actually going to look at, I want to look in the book for this too. Okay, so it says, there's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. So in this oracle, they have Starseed soul inquiries. So it asks, how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? So this being your soul gift and what you came here to express and share with the world, you're here to remind people that there is an intelligence within all of us and in our DNA and in our cells. Like it said, flowers, babies, everything in nature, it's propelled forward by an innate, just natural force. Like you don't have to try. Like a flower doesn't have to try to bloom. You can just, it can be hard sometimes to trust your inner wisdom and the intelligence that's within you, but this is kind of your gift to the world, is once you do start trusting that, if you do feel like you have a hard time doing that sometimes, which I think we all do, just know that there are forces guiding us, whether you believe it's your higher self, God, the universe, spirit guides, ETs, your cosmic family, whatever it may be, angels. We always have access to that inner wisdom and that divine intelligence, and you're here to share that with people and remind them of that, and remind them that we're here together, we're in this together, we're not separate, we're all connected, we are one, and that's the gift you have to offer. So let's look at the next one, card number 2. This is your Karmic Wound and what you came here to heal. So you have Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, Look a Little Deeper. So as a Karmic Wound, this might be manifesting, again, kind of what I was saying over here, where it says Lost Wisdom. So you might be feeling like you don't know which direction to go in life. You don't know what your path is. It might be doubt, and also maybe healing ancestral karma too. Your family and your ancestral line. There might be some deeper things, secrets, like you're gonna, in this lifetime, uncover some of those things. Probably will feel painful, but there's like, behind every painful thing, there's a lesson to be learned. Once we can see it from a higher perspective. But this is talking about looking deeper too as well. So maybe you grew up in a family where there was a lot of secrets, or there was not really a tendency to look past or look beyond surface level things. So maybe your family or people you were around growing up, or even people in your life right now, you feel like there's not the depth that you feel. People want to have small talk, or they don't want to explore issues deeper. They're kind of like surface level, like awareness, surface level living, where you may be craving for that deeper perspective, and it's hard to find people that relate to you on that. So maybe that's part of your family again, or it could be your friend group, or just being, sometimes if you resonate, if you pick this reading, you probably maybe are intrigued about star seeds, or you feel like you relate to that term, or you feel like you've always wanting to uncover the secrets of the universe and the cosmos. If you're like me, then you might feel that way. And it can be hard in a world where people don't necessarily understand that, and they think it's weird, or they think it's made up, or it's fantasy, which to some degree maybe it is. But I personally find wisdom in looking to my star ancestors, and part of why I wanted to do this reading is so that you guys can connect to your star ancestors, and you can feel like you have people that understand you, or beings that understand you. Spirit understands. And it can be frustrating as a human, like interacting with other humans that don't really seem to care about the things you care about, or they don't seem to have that curiosity of like, but why, or like, what else is there, or just those hidden, like the lost wisdom, and the all of that ancient wisdom, and knowing that there's more to it, and like people discounting it can be frustrating. So part of your karmic lesson is to, I think, trust. Like this is saying your gift is having that, like trusting that it was divine intelligence and being able to share it with the world. And then part of our gifts, usually they come from our karmic lessons. It's like we have to kind of struggle and figure things out before we can get to the other side of it and realize, oh wow, so that thing that I doubt and I fear maybe, or is frustrating in my life, it's actually like on the other side of the gift that it's going to give me once I work through that and look a little deeper and understand it from a different perspective. So I'm going to read the card, the Star Ancestors from the book, give a little more insight into your karmic lesson. Let's see. So this says, the ancients knew much more than we do about our connection with the stars. Their pyramids, temples, and other places of worship, created in precise alignment with the stars, exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions, technology and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now, to unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth and one day will again. So this says Starseed Activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I'm ready to remember ancient mysteries and secrets from deep within. Wow, so that's really interesting. I think it kind of ties into what I was saying about if you're feeling stuck, maybe trying to change your point of view. Look a little deeper and look to anything that you're feeling called to, if it's, whether it's the pyramids or, any ancient sacred sites that might contain information that is relevant to you, whether it's Stonehenge or those places on Earth that have always drawn intrigue from people and have never been quite fully understood by scientists or archaeologists or whoever. You'll find hidden wisdom in there that others might overlook. Again, it says, because we think that the same thoughts and act in the same way, we miss what's in the open. So yeah, this is saying look a little deeper, and this will help you move past any kind of maybe doubt or obstacles you might be feeling in your life. So the next card is card number 3. Your life lesson, what you came here to learn. Baby steps. Action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Interesting. So, again, this is talking about trusting your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, kind of getting out of your brain and your logical mind that's telling you, like, it's good to be skeptical, don't get me wrong. I grew up skeptical, and my parents were both professors, and they had a very logical, rational approach to things. So all of this is ET and cosmic, spiritual, all this stuff, it's not really the norm in our society to look at things that way. But this is saying follow your intuition before it makes sense. So if you're like me, you probably struggled a lot of the time to know, is this my intuition? Or is this just, whatever fears or, things that are put into your mind by society can kind of block out your intuition. And so it doesn't always make sense. And you're like, you're trying to explain it by means of what you're traditionally used to explaining it with logical words and actions and things like that. Whereas intuition is a more feeling and a more just knowing, and not, like, you don't have to think so hard and you don't have to understand it. You don't have to, like, pick it apart and, like, logically make sense of it. It's an innate, like, an instinctual almost thing where, it's like how your body, again, back to intelligence of the universe lies within you. Your body knows how to function without you telling it, like, heart beat or lungs breathe or eyes blink. Like, we do all of those things and we don't think about it. We don't try to make sense of it at the time we're doing it. It just innately occurs. So it's saying, as a life lesson, you came here maybe to more understand that following your intuition before it makes sense is going to really guide you towards your life path and because tarot readers and divination and everything like that, like, it can point you towards your path, but it can't tell you what it is. You have to figure that out. Like, you have to know at the end of the day, yeah, that that really resonated, and you'll know if it really makes sense, because somebody will be saying something, or you'll see an image on the card, or there's a synchronicity or something of the sort, and you'll just feel like you'll know you know, that message is meant for me. Maybe I need to look a little deeper, you know? And then usually it'll be baby steps. It'll be like, you're not gonna know one day, wake up and just like know everything there is to know about your life path, because it's a path for a reason. Like, it unfolds as we walk, as we continue forward. And so this is really talking about using your intuition to nudge, using that intuition to take action, follow those nudges that you receive from the universe. And give me 1 second. Sorry, my computer was trying to update my printer, even though I just did that before this reading. But yeah, it's about trusting your intuition, taking those small steps, following those nudges, and it'll take you where you need to go. Just trust. It's really a lot about trust. And if you're ever feeling doubtful or skeptical or like afraid or unsure, you can always ask your, you know, spirit guides or whatever you resonate with. Ask the universe, ask your higher self. Go and, you know, take some time alone, meditate, and really ask yourself, what's the next step? You know, what feels right? Like, what's gonna put me on the path for my highest good? And most of the time, if you are trusting and listening, you will be guided. Sometimes it's hard to hear because you know, intuition is a very soft, almost a whisper. So when your mind is clouded and full of other everyday things that we worry about as humans, stresses and doubts and anxieties and how, you know, paying bills and going to work and all that fun stuff, it's sometimes hard to listen to the inner voice, the quieter inner voice. We're listening to that loud, like, screaming voice in your head, like saying you're not doing enough, or, you know, you're whatever it may be that you tell yourself. You know, those, you know what it is in your mind. So we're gonna look at the baby steps card in the book and read that for you. All right, so for your life lesson, it says, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You're being called to take grounded action in response to your soul's calling, to start where you are and begin building in a consistent way. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they're waiting to know the destination before taking the step. But intuition doesn't work like that. Our soul is always calling us every moment of every day. The way to find yourself living in harmony with the cosmos is to listen to your soul's baby calls and whispers each and every day, and to take grounded action in the direction of those calls and whispers. You're being encouraged to start small, bite-sized, to put one foot in front of the other, to do one thing every day, to break things down into achievable tasks. Time on Earth goes slower than on other planets. This may cause frustration for starseeds who can expect a faster pace of manifestation, and thus give up before the seeds begin to sprout. If you resonate with that, it's time to opt for consistency over urgency. Time to take baby steps. Time to take baby steps in the direction of your calling. To remember that you don't need to have it all figured out or know exactly where the path is leading you. You don't have to know every single step along the way before you set out on your great journey. You just need to take the next step. And the Starseed Soul Inquiry says, what's one simple baby step you can take in the direction of your soul's calling? So yeah, again, it's about that idea of just trusting and letting your path unfold little by little. It's like paving the path one brick at a time. It's like, it's not going to be all set out and built and laid out for you in one day. And I totally understand that feeling of urgency. It's like, I feel like it should be going faster. I should be seeing results faster. I should know exactly what I need to do. And you get kind of impatient. And then when you don't see things happening overnight, you do feel like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right direction? And once you kind of release that and accept that you're not going to have the answers all the time, sometimes you need to just move through it, move through the discomfort and the doubt and the frustration and the urgency, and just sit with the fact that, again, there's a divine intelligence working through us all and around us all. It will unfold how it should naturally, without even, action behind it is always necessary too, but trying to force things through action also it's a recipe for disaster. It's not gonna work out like you want. It's like trying to force a seed to grow faster than it should. It's not gonna have the strength and the nutrients and the all of that to grow into a strong bloom. It's gonna be scraggly and, probably fall over, and it's not gonna, it's like, also, like, think of it this way too. Baking a cake. You're not like, oh, well, I need it done in 20 minutes instead of 50. Let me just turn up the heat and, like, bake it faster. No, it's gonna turn out tasting like shit. Like, you can't rush things. You have to let it go in its own time, and you'll be so much happier with the result. So part of your lesson in life is patience, I think, but still taking those small action-oriented steps by listening to your intuition, and based off of that, following through with consistent action, I think, is what this really is the take-home message from this card. Okay, so next we have, this is your current obstacle. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Okay, so again, that's tying back into the trusting, because it's a lot easier to look at somebody else and say, look, they did that, it's working for them, I should do that too. It's good to find inspiration through that, but at the end of the day, we're each unique individuals with our own unique perspectives, our own unique gifts, abilities, ways of doing things, ways of seeing the world, and your unique perspective is what's gonna help somebody, like how you look to others for inspiration. You're gonna be that inspiration for somebody else, in order to do that, it's okay to take from inspiration from others, that you're other leaders or people you resonate with, people who inspire you, people who seem to have it all figured out, which, believe me, nobody has it all figured out. But it's more important to take that and kind of put your own twist on it, follow your own advice, your own guidance, and it'll put you on a new path. You'll be creating and forging a new path, and then that in turn can inspire others to do that for themselves. So you might also feel like you don't have a lot of leadership, you don't have many people you look up to who you feel like, man, they know what they're doing and I want to be like that. Like, you might feel like you had to kind of learn that on your own, and that's a hard place to be, but let me tell you, the gifts that come from that, and the wisdom and the insight that comes from that, you can't get it any other way. Because when you have to rely on yourself and your own guidance and your own leadership to show you, like, the right way in a situation or in life, it's such a stronger foundation than if someone were to just tell you this is how you should do it and this is the right way to do it. Because they can have good intentions. When people give you advice, more often than not, they have good intentions, but they're giving you advice from their experience and their point of view and their path. They haven't walked your path and they haven't lived your experiences, even if you have similar experiences, even if, not to say that there isn't wisdom to be gained from others' perspectives, there totally is, but sometimes you have people that in your life where you wish that they had, been a better example for you, so that you could have maybe not made mistakes, or, you could have been told, like, no, don't do that, and you could have saved yourself a lot of grief and disappointment and all of those things. But ultimately, humans are here to learn and grow, and we learn and grow through those experiences that kind of forge us into the people that we are today. So I think lots of times, maybe you relate to this, where when you're going through something, it's like, it's almost like unfathomable. You're like, why? Like, why do I have to be dealing with this? Like, I just want it to be over. I want things to be good again, or whatever it may be. Humans don't like that feeling of feeling uncomfortable or afraid or doubtful or alone. But it's in those moments, and then once you get through those moments, because we all can say we're still here and we made it through all of the bad things that ever happened to us, and we made it out alive, we're here. We might have some scars, and we might have some, resentments and some wishing things hadn't happened, but ultimately those experiences shape you into the person you are today. And that's what's going to help you forge your unique path, is your unique experiences, and the fact that you yourself overcame it. You did that. You might have felt like you didn't even have help along the way in certain times of your life, or even right now you might feel like that. You may feel utterly alone and like, where's my support? Just know you are your support. You're innate. Like, again, going back to this, there is divine guidance, and you have an inner compass that even when you don't feel it, like, you are being guided, and your higher self, your spirit guides, your angels, the universe, whatever you resonate with, they will always be there to guide you and support you. And sometimes it feels like, why aren't they doing more to make my life easier? Well, it's because lessons are hard learned sometimes, and there's no shortcuts. There's no way around it. If you want to be the leader of your life, you have to go through those things yourself and figure out for yourself that, wow, I really am capable. Like, I did that. I'm strong. I'm capable. So if you're ever feeling like these obstacles are just insurmountable and just there's no way out of it, and it's like, I'm stuck on this path forever, it's like, just, you have to remind yourself, again, go kind of back into that inner quiet place and find that inner guidance. And if nothing else, just tell yourself, I made it through every bad thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm still here, and I am the person I am today because of it. It's what's our past is what forges our future selves to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. So this is saying, don't follow other people's advice for your situation necessarily. You're the one who you have to follow your own inner advice, your own guidance, because you know best. You know your situation better than anyone else. So I'm going to read from the book again. Forge, don't follow. 68. This says, if you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all of those who feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experience. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you'll make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. Starseed Soul Inquiry is, how are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? Beautiful. That's exactly what we were talking about. Alright, so the last card is your soul calling. What your soul is calling you towards. The Golden Children. Inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So, sounds to me like your soul is calling you to your inner child and what really lit you up when you were like a kid, what made you so happy. Like, for me, I just love being outside. I loved animals. I loved just exploring, seeing new things. And children have that innocence about them where everything is like new and interesting, and there's that curiosity, that innocence. And maybe looking back, you have experiences as a child that maybe led you to become interested in, you know, the starseed thing and cosmic intelligence and spirit guides, and maybe there's a connection there. You might want to look to your childhood and see if there's anything there that where you might find, you know, gifts that that have come with you into adulthood, is what I'm trying to say. Your soul calling, I'm going to read from the book. So, the Golden Children, or Children of the Sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Golden Children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, and so they're not supported in the right ways. They struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative idea or project, or a new beginning, to treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, and to remember that deep down everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as they journey through this great adventure called life. Starseed Soul Inquiry is, how can you treat yourself or others more tenderly? So your soul is calling you towards this. It's really calling you to look, maybe nurture your inner child, and just see life through a more innocent perspective. See yourself as innocent too. You know, when we become adults, things can get very, it's like overnight almost. You feel like, you know, overwhelmed with responsibilities, and like the day-to-day, like it's a drag, you know, it's a drag. We don't always wake up seeing the beautiful, curious things that life has to offer like we used to when we were kids, where things were so new and fresh, and, you know, just it was in simpler times, you know. This is telling you that you maybe could find benefit in trying to go back to that perspective a little, even if it's like, you know, like I said, find something that really like sparked your, you know, joy as a child, what really made you like so excited and like just wanting to, you know, explore or like share, like you know how kids they'll come running up to you and be like, look what I found, or something like that, you know, like they're just so excited. And to us it's like, oh, I mean, I've seen that before, so it doesn't seem as exciting, but try to look at it like as if you've never seen it before. Maybe that'll give you a new, fresh perspective. And also, if it's not your inner child or It's talking about nurturing a creative aspect of yourself that you may be neglected because society told you, well, that's not like, you know, that's not productive, or that's not contributing anything to society. Like, you know, creative endeavors are just frivolous and, you know, childish, which a lot of us were told that. Like, I went to art school, and for so long, people were like, well, what are you going to do with that? You know, like, people would say, like, we don't need more artists. Like, that's a useless degree. Well, I would argue the complete opposite. I believe we need more of that, and more just having a childlike awe of the world around us, because we just lose sight of like how magical things really are, you know, because we see it as adult, like, oh, well, that's not important. Paying bills and making money is more important. It's like, yes, those things are important for, you know, survival, but then there's a part of us, like your inner child is like, you know, longing for that creative and free-spirited and just curious attitude that we used to have. That's why so many people miss the good old days, like the simpler times, you know. It's because we kind of left that behind to trade it in for what? To be jaded and you know, just caught up in the day-to-day grind, you know. You can make a small space each day to have that childlike tenderness, innocence, seeing others and the world in a loving view, and not necessarily fearful or, you know, cynical, because that's the major thing too. I mean, I've struggled with that. It's hard not to be cynical these days. But try replacing that with curiosity, love, innocence, tenderness towards yourself and others, and I think that'll really help you. So, pile 1, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you. If you felt like it wasn't resonating, maybe you could choose another pile. Maybe there was another one you were drawn to. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Hi, pile 2. If you were drawn to this pile, you chose the clear quartz cluster, and for the extraterrestrial species who's assisting you at this time, you were drawn to the Venusians. This card is number 24, so that number might be significant to you, or the number 6, 2 and 4 adding up to 6. And the card says romance, soulmates, empathy. I like to read out of the book for these ones so that we can get a little more information about your cosmic family who's helping you. So for this one, the Venusians are humanoid extraterrestrials that live on our Venus sister planet within our solar system. Venusians are descendants from the Lyra race. Venus is extremely hot and on third-dimensional realms uninhabitable by human standards. However, Venus is teeming with exuberant life and highly evolved civilizations. Venus has sophisticated environmental technologies that protect its colonies. These beautiful people coexist in complete harmony. Venus has no wars, is completely egalitarian, and has neither money systems nor fraud. Similar to their distant cosmic cousins, the Pleiadians, the Venusians also have a tarnished history. Aeons ago, before they collectively shifted their consciousness and frequencies, the Venusians' egos nearly wiped their entire bloodline out and almost totally destroyed their own home planet, which forced them to wake up and ascend. Venusians reside in the higher astral realms of the 4th dimension, which somewhat parallels in appearance to the 3rd, only more alive, luminous, and enlightened. Due to their activated consciousness, they are able to be fully present in their etheric light body form if they desire. They can also manifest into their 3D material body if they choose. They are very psychic and extremely empathetic. They are masters of manifestation. A structured form of telepathy is used for communication within the Venusian community. While in their astral form, they do not eat actual food, but rather absorb energy as a form of sustenance and nutrition. Many Venusians visit, and some are contracted to live here on Earth. The harsh densities of Earth can make the initial 3D transition difficult for them. Valiant Thor was one well-known Venusian that worked at the Pentagon in the early 60s during the Eisenhower presidency. The Venusians are energetically and deeply connected with the heart vibrations of unconditional love and are participating in assisting the conscious awakening of the Earthlings. So in the book it says the card meaning to be romance, unconditional love, empathy, soulmates, twin flames, mutual attraction, true love, open heart, dating or courting, marriage, self-love. And in the reversed, which we're not reading it in reverse, but just so you know the other side of things, unrequited love, infatuation or crush, obsession, heartbreak, closed heart, or breakup. So, with that being said, we're going to put this card over here, and we're going to look at your star origins, who you are as a soul, what you came here on Earth to do, and for that we're going to use the Starseed Oracle, and I'm using this spread in the book. It's a 5-card spread where we're going to look at your soul gift, your karmic wound, your life lesson, your current obstacle, and your soul calling. So, let me shuffle those up. Make sure I get them in the right order. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So for your first card, we're looking at your soul gift, what you came here to express and share with the world. And you got Inner Earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So your soul gift seems to relate to finding new solutions in hard times, being very innovative, creative, knowing how to get through tough situations and how to help others through tough situations. You came to share with the world solutions from your unique perspective, and you have an insight about what would benefit Earth the most, what would benefit humans the most, and Mother Earth, and you might be very drawn to environmental pursuits, like helping the environment, caring for Mother Nature, caring for the Earth and the animal kingdom, sustainability, ways of creating, sustainable futures for us so that we will, survive the problems we're facing right now, whether that's climate change or the destruction of natural habitats, over farming, all of those issues that we're facing right now, pollution. You might have come here to offer solutions to this and make new beginning for Mother Earth and for our planet. So I'm going to read from the book on this one, on all of them really, but we'll start with this one. So Inner Earth, let's see what it says. Inner Earth, also known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mention it in their stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Aryavarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mentions caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for inner earth in the physical world, but without success, so the mystery continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or on another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and situations, resolutions that are in the best interests of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck and have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see that whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things that are previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. And then in this book it has Starseed soul inquiries for each card. And this one says, what can you do to shift your energy or your outlook? So that's interesting. Again, I think this is talking about seeing solutions where others wouldn't, where others would feel like maybe helpless or like there's no way out or it's too far gone or whatever it may be. You came here. Your soul gift is you came here to express and share with the world your unique perspective on how to solve problems, how to move past difficult, trying times, which we've all found ourselves in, definitely in the last couple of years. But, for a while now, I think everyone is pretty aware that we need to be treating our earth better. And inner earth can also speak of that place within all of us in our inner world that can offer solutions. So, your gift could be being very tuned into what you need, which is also linked to what others need too, because we all are one. We are all connected ultimately, and sometimes to find the best, what would benefit everyone, the best benefit of all for all. First, because it can be overwhelming to look at the big picture of things and like, how can I, one person, change, these vast problems that our world is facing? Well, you're somebody who will be able to look and say, what can I do for myself and my loved ones, and what can I do in my community? What small solutions can I offer to benefit those directly around me? And know that those small acts of kindness or love or generosity, or those solutions that you can offer to your loved ones or those close to you, or even just in your community, those can have a ripple effect beyond what you could even imagine. Like, that's also kind of what it's talking about, where it's worlds that aren't necessarily perceptive to the naked eye. You might not see how your actions will positively influence the whole world, but it really does have a ripple domino effect. Even think about the opposite side of it. When somebody causes you harm, then you are affected by it, and then you might act in a way that out of disappointment or fear, and then that affects somebody. It goes the same with acts of kindness and positive actions. So I think a lot of what you're here to do is, your soul gift is offering solutions to benefit humanity, being a cheerleader and kind of getting people through, knowing that you will survive this, like we will survive this. We just have to stick together and work together and come up with solutions together. And you're gonna be a pioneer in that area, I think, is your soul gift in this life. All right, beautiful. So let's look at card 2. This is talking about your karmic wound and what you came here to heal. So you got earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So again, I think you have a very strong connection to the natural world and Mother Earth, healing the earth, healing Mother Nature. I think any difficulties you're facing, anytime you do feel like you need to heal from any situation that you're currently in or things you've experienced in the past, the best way to go about that would be slowing down, spending time in nature. It really is revitalizing and nurturing and healing. The pulse of the mother, that's that nurturing Venusian, loving, empathetic energy. You'll receive that naturally from Mother Nature. So I'm going to read from the book again on this one. Again, we're talking about what you came here to heal. So I really am healing the earth and healing yourself through nature too. If you're wondering how to heal these wounds, these karmic wounds, nature will always hold you. She will always restore you to your natural balance. So the book says, a mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. And it says download an earth pulsing meditation at this link. I'll put it in the description box if you guys feel drawn to do that. It says, today many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people in the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding, and belonging once given to us by the earth, taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. And the starseed activation for this is, place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. So obviously you don't have the card, but you can visualize doing that if you think that would be helpful. Beautiful. Okay, so for the next card, we're looking at life lesson and what you came here to learn. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So I realized I should have been holding these cards up for you guys. Here we go. And this is the one we're looking at now, star bathing. So this is your life lesson. So I think this might be talking about learning how to activate your let's say higher wisdom. You'll find that when you're connected with nature, you will be more tuned in, you will be more activated. It's actually very interesting, both these cards, it's a person laying down, like soaking in, here it's soaking in Mother Earth, and here it's soaking in the cosmos. So I think this lifetime you're going to be bridging this gap. You're going to be learning how to bring down the cosmic energy, cosmic solutions to heal the planet. And learning how to activate your light body will really help you see clearly those solutions that are going to be the most helpful. Crystal grids, you may be very drawn to crystals, which is another earthy element. Crystals come from the earth, but they're also, their vibration is cosmic in nature because each one has a different property to it, different healing quality, and you can kind of intuitively know, like, you don't even have to know anything about crystals, and if you're drawn to certain ones, it's like your body knows, your light body knows which ones are going to be helpful for you in that moment or in that situation or in that phase of your life, whatever it may be. So yeah, I would say look into crystals, any crystals you feel drawn to, look into their meaning as to how their healing and their metaphysical properties correspond to maybe something you're going through right now. You guys chose the clear crystal quartz, which is just like the ultimate, it's kind of like an enhancing crystal. Like any crystal that it's with, it just amplifies the energy of it. So again, with this card, it's talking about activation. Certain crystals might really help activate these gifts in you and these intuitive feelings, these solutions that you can offer the world. And clear quartz is just so beautiful and purifying and healing. It really is good for most anything that if you put a certain intention to it, it will help you out. And again, it amplifies any crystal that it's with. It's such a great, even if you don't have any crystals, like I would say start with that one, just a clear quartz. It doesn't have to be a cluster. You can get like these, like this is a bigger one, but there's little points, clear quartz points. Yeah, really anything. Here, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys one that I have. There's a couple different sizes. You can just carry them in your pocket or sleep with them under your pillow, on your nightstand. Keep one in your bra, keep one in your wallet, you know, whatever you feel drawn to do. Yeah, I would recommend looking into crystals, even making crystal grids if that sounds like something you would be interested in. So let's look up the book meaning of this, star bathing. You might really also benefit from going outside at night and gazing at stars and kind of just letting the starlight wash over you. So this says, the stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the Earth. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many starseeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten, and all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the Earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes within with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. Download a star bathing meditation at I'm gonna link this too. So you guys got a couple different links. So it seems like you're being guided to do these meditations. So yeah, that wouldn't be that definitely can't hurt. So I would say check that out. I'll link these websites for you. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the Earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It also can mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. The Starseed activation says, place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me. And as they do, may it heal the earth too. So again, we have a recurring theme here about healing the earth and you being the almost anchor, the person who's going to bring these activations to the earth and form a bridge between the stars and the earth, the cosmos and Mother Nature, and really bring in and ground and solidify and anchor those energies onto the planet. And that's seeming to me like what you came here to do. What, you know, you came here to be somebody who really was healing the planet, you know. And just by being here, you're doing that. Just by being in this energy, the Venusians' energy of just love, unconditional love, empathy. You might really identify as a empathetic person and very sensitive to others' feelings, others' needs, the needs of animals and children, the needs of the planet, of the earth, of the animal kingdom, like I mentioned earlier. Really just that unconditional love that permeates everything. You really truly understand that. And I know it's hard sometimes when you're such a loving and caring and empathetic person, because our world isn't always that way. In fact, most of the time it doesn't feel that way, but that's why you're here, to be that example and anchor that energy, anchor that love, and just show people the way things could be. You know, people might tell you all the time like you're too sensitive, or that's just a dream, that can never happen, like there's no such thing as a utopia, like there's no way Earth can ever live in harmony. And it's not true. You can't listen to you know, if nobody has that dream, if nobody believes in that, then it's not going to ever happen. But you're here because you're strong enough, you know in your heart that it is possible, and you're here to spread that, you know, spread that love. Again, the small acts that ripple out into the world, you know, the generous acts that, you know, people pay it forward. And like, you're that energy, like you're that person who will, you know, if you see somebody homeless and they're like asking for a meal, you will drop what you're doing and, you know, go buy them a meal, and you will help that stray animal, or you will help that, you know, that child, or, you know, really anyone, you know, any living creature, being on this planet who is in a less fortunate situation or is not in a position to help themselves, which in a lot of cases that's the problem right now on Earth, is we are the dominant species, and animals are helpless to really, you know, stand up against civilization and human encroaching on their environments and stuff. Like, there's not really much they can do. So you're the one to advocate for them. You're the one to advocate for, you know, less fortunate, or people that can't advocate for themselves, animals that can't advocate for themselves. Mother Earth will like bless you for this, and already has, with just the fact that you're here and you understand on a deeper level the importance of cherishing this planet, because it is our home and we owe it to the Earth. Because when you're in a position of power, you have that responsibility to take care of, you know, those that you are in power over. So in the case of humans, we have the responsibility, because we are at the top of the food chain, that we have that responsibility to care for those which we are supposedly ruling over. I personally believe we shouldn't be ruling over the animal kingdom and things of that nature. I believe we should be coexisting and respecting nature, and you probably believe that too. But it's not the attitude of a lot of people, unfortunately. But yeah, I do feel that your life lesson, what you came here to learn, is how to activate this innate quality that you have of you're so connected with Mother Earth. You know what the planet needs. You instinctively and intuitively know and understand that Mother Nature she birthed us, she created us, she holds us, and she will nurture us if we nurture and respect her. You understand that on a level that most people don't, and I think a lot of your mission here is anchoring that energy and offering that solution to people. Right, so let's look at number 4, your current obstacle. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Again, what was I was just saying, not all people, most people won't understand this aspect of your nature and your gifts. You have a dreamer's outlook. You have an attitude of, you know that love is all you need, and love will heal. Mother Nature is healing. You know that we need to protect and nourish the earth to bring healing to the planet and in turn to us. But not everyone believes this. People will say that you're wasting your time. There's more important things. All of the things people say when you try to explain to them. But this is really talking about your challenge is embracing your weirdness, embracing the fact that you're gonna probably come up against a lot of naysayers and people that just say like, oh, you're just that's just a pipe dream, like there's no way that will ever happen. Like you know that you have to be that energy and anchor that energy for that to become a reality. And it's scary because again, you kind of sometimes wonder, what can just one person do? In the grand scheme of things, it seems like you're not doing much, but believe me and trust me, and your spirit guides will tell you, and they are telling you in this reading, you have the ability to heal the planet. You have the ability to anchor this energy, and you're the fact that you, despite all odds, believe you'll survive this, despite all of the evidence to the contrary, because it does seem like the world is going to shit. You know that giving up and throwing in the towel and just being like, you know what, that's just how things are, we're gonna just have to, I guess, deal with it. That's not an option. That it's important to, regardless of what people think, regardless of what people say, follow your true nature. And you might struggle with this, again, just because it is a lonely path. Most people don't trust themselves enough to follow that guidance of unconditional love and trust, and just supporting nature and letting nature support you. But we'll read this one from the book as well. It says, the world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them, and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Pulling this card means you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see who you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize you when your paths cross. Starseed Soul Inquiry for this says, how can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? And isn't that the truth? Like, I've definitely struggled with that, especially on my spiritual journey, on my spiritual awakening. I really just came to a point where I had to be like, I don't care what other people think. My people will find me. You guys watching this, I believe you're my people. It's lonely until you do find your people, but you have to trust that they're out there and they will find you. Again, you're here to anchor that unique light and that love that you have, only you can offer. Your perspective, your unique perspective, only you have that. We can all come together and put our love and our light into the world and anchor it into the world, but no one's going to do it exactly the same way. You will find others who will appreciate you and, you know, be on your side along the way, and that's a beautiful thing. But more often than not, you're going to meet people who just don't understand, and honestly, it's not your job to convince them. Your job is to live your truth, live your the way you know your solutions. You know what works for you. You know what can help others. And most times, the hard part about being a starseed or a light worker or whatever you identify as, it's a lot of times you're going to be behind the scenes helping people, and you're not always going to get recognition for it right away, and people don't always want to hear the truth. So sometimes you have to just keep doing your thing, keep doing what you know to be right, and keep putting that love out there and let it ripple out, and it'll impact people. And they'll never know it was from you, but the whole point isn't for recognition. It's to, in your heart, you know, the point is to anchor that energy here and to be that dreamer who knows that it's possible to spread that love and spread that light and heal the planet and heal our humanity, really. Because a lot of times, I mean, I know looking at the way the world is, sometimes it's hard when you wonder, is there any humanity left? And why don't people care the way I care? And why don't people want to protect the environment and protect the innocent and help others? Like, it's hard, but it's you gotta keep fighting the good fight. And I think you understand that. I probably don't need to go too much into that. I think you know. But again, we're talking about your current obstacle. Embrace your weirdness. Embrace it, and honestly, don't let anyone tell you different, and don't let anyone try to tell you what you're doing isn't making a difference, because you know it is. And again, whether these people realize you're helping or not, you know in your heart at the end of the day, you've done your good work. You know, you've done the right thing. So whenever we're in doubt, or whenever you're feeling alone, or like you're weird and nobody gets you, first of all, I want to say I get you. I understand. And you will find your people, your tribe, and the ones that do understand. So don't ever compromise, and you don't have to waste your time and energy convincing people of things. It's not gonna, it again, like it said in the book, it's waste of your and their time and energy. It's like when people argue on Facebook, it's like your comment isn't gonna change somebody's opinion. They've already set their mind to whatever it is that they set it to. So your job isn't to convince them otherwise. It's to just go along your path, do your thing, and do what's right for you and others, you know? Alright, so last card we're going to look at is your soul calling, what your soul is calling you toward. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So yeah, like what I was just talking about, you're going to find your people, you're going to find your tribe. You're going to be a helping hand in the community that, you know, is the right fit for you. And it is an isolating journey at first, I will be the first to say, as a person who's been on this spiritual path for a while, a couple of years now. I want to say probably at least 7 years now. It's like a lonely path at first, because you kind of just doubt like whether or not, you know, am I the only one who feels this way? Am I the only one who cares, you know? But I guarantee you, I can promise you, you're not alone. There's other people that feel just like you, me being one of them. You'll find your community, and until then, you have to just know, even when you're literally like physically alone, you're not. You have your cosmic team, you have your ancestors, you have your spirit guides, you have your higher self always guiding you, always propping you up, always supporting you in ways, again, it's like what I was saying before, that help that you put out into the world that goes unseen. That's what they're doing for you. It's like you might not always see it, you might not always even feel it, but they're there, they're supporting you. This could also be saying now is a time for you to maybe start putting yourself out there a little more. By embracing your weirdness, you're gonna attract your like-minded folks. You know, people are gonna be drawn to it, like, oh wow, like I never seen somebody put it that way, or like whatever, or you know, again, offering new solutions. Like when most people are have given up hope, or kind of just decided, what's the point of trying to fix things? Things are too far gone. You're somebody who's like, no, like we'll get through this. This is what we got to do, and you're gonna be the one lighting the way for others, and that alone will help you connect to your people and your community and like-minded folks that get it. You know, they get it, and you will know those people because you will not feel like you're trying to convince them of anything. They will just get you, and they'll just be like, it'll be easy. It will become easily. It won't be like, you know, feeling like you have to like plead your case or like try to show them the way. Like they will just automatically be drawn to you and like what you have to say and what you have to offer. So whatever your weirdness is that you might feel self-conscious of, that's like gonna be the inspiration for somebody else who feels like they're weird for believing or thinking or looking or whatever, being a certain way. They're gonna see you being that way, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, somebody else like me, and they're gonna feel so just, that's that connection, you know, the community that I'm talking about. So don't worry, you are, I think, calling in your peeps, so don't you worry about that. We're gonna find in the book and read this to you. And a little more. So it says, the older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human. I don't know about you, but I can relate to that. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media. With so many people knowing our news, what is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out. Sorry, I lost my place. Physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby, or having a regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life, those you truly know? Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you reach out to people in your life physically? Wow, so this actually ties back into kind of what I was saying in the beginning about finding ways, like when you're feeling overwhelmed by the huge problems that face the world and the planet, and you're wondering how can one tiny, minuscule, insignificant person, you know, which you're not insignificant, but you know what I'm saying, there's that a lot of people get into that cynical outlook. How can I help? And it's like, I think you realize that going into your own community with your loved ones, the people you feel connected to and close to, just by you being there, you are anchoring the light and the love. You are connecting, you're sharing that with others, and then their day is brighter and better because you're part of it. So then they go into their day and they feel lighter and more loving and more caring and empathetic. So then they touch the people in their circle, and then those people in their circle, like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like a ripple effect. It really does. Acts of kindness in your tight knit, like in your family, in your friend group, in your community, even when you go to the grocery store and you strike up a conversation in the checkout line or whatever it may be, like, you're brightening up somebody's day just by being you. And you know, never feel like you're weird for caring, and for, you know, sometimes it does feel like vulnerable to put yourself out there, even if it's just like striking a conversation or telling somebody like, yeah, you know, I worry about this issue, or facing the planet, or, you know, whatever it may be. It gets people thinking, even if you don't feel like it's doing anything, it's a ripple effect. And I think now that we have all the cards out, it's kind of seeming to me like if you were drawn to pile 1, you might find some messages in there that resonate, especially with the feeling like sometimes, you know, conversations can be, you know, it's small talk isn't your favorite thing. You want a little bit of a deeper connection. You want people that actually understand and care. So that was a little bit coming up in pile 1. So if you felt drawn to that pile, I'd say definitely check it out. No pressure, but I'm gonna link those meditations in the description box. I think that would be very helpful for you guys, especially if you're feeling isolated, or just struggling with how can I help, or maybe you just need a little bit of extra grounding to help you feel like you're, you know, like give you a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a healing, you know, healing that you might need. Definitely spending time in nature will help with that too. It seems to me you guys are very connected to nature. Stargazing could be nice, working with crystals, all of those things. And again, remember, embrace your weirdness. You're not alone, and you're not for everyone, but you will find your people, and you won't have to like struggle and force it. It'll come naturally just by you being you. So don't ever feel like you're alone. You have your spirit guides, you have your tribe is out there. Energetically, you're connecting with them whether you've actually met them or not. But yeah, face your true north. And I believe you're one of those people who's a fighter. You know, you'll survive this. It says that you know that things will get better. You just got to keep going along what you believe is right. Right. That's what I got for you for pile 2. Thank you so much for checking it out. Let me know if it resonated, and anything you want to say you can put in the comments. And yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Hey, pile 3, if you chose this pile, you were drawn to the Nagas. This card represents sensuality, lovers, erotica. This is the ET or extraterrestrial species that you're most connected with right now. And they have a message for you. You were also drawn to the star Druzy crystal. I'm going to read this out of the book. This is from the Mystic Martian Oracle by Lisa Porter. It says, ancient Hindu and Buddhist texts speak of the semi-divine serpent beings called Nagas, which is Sanskrit for serpent. The Nagas are described as powerful, very beautiful, and highly advanced snake or reptoid beings that are advantageous to humans, while also dangerously fearsome and temperamental if provoked. Ancient iconography depicts the Nagas with upper human faces and torsos and snake bodies from the waist down. Nagas is male and Naginis is female. Some suggest the Nagas could be a human hybridized genotype from the Alpha Draconian race. Like the Alpha Draconians, Nagas have the capacity to shapeshift into total human form. The Naga's full form is fourth dimensional and not visible to the average low third vibrational human sensory perception. The Hindu epic poem, the Mahabharata, makes references to the Nagas. Many ancient iconographies and texts around the world depict powerful serpent beings, including Quetzalcoatl from Mexico, the rainbow serpent from Aboriginal Australia, and Greek god Glycon and goddess Echidna. Being subterranean, the Nagas prefer to mostly reside in the deep, dense oceanic waters or subterranean citadels or talalas, away from human populations. They are highly protective of their private environments. Unlike the terra firma talking humanoids, Nagas are more comfortable inhabiting the subtle, sensual energy fields where they fluidly regenerate their inbuilt elixir or nectar of immortality from the depths of the ocean. Interesting. So this also gives a little bit more about the card meaning. Some words associated are tantra, erotica, sensuality, lovers, sexual union, vitality, seductive, kundalini, healthy lust, and desire. And the reversed aspects, which I'm not reading it in reverse, but I thought it would be helpful to just give you the opposing associations. Frigid, sexual frustration, celibacy, third-party situation, abstinence, temperamental, sexual issues, lower chakra blockages, sexual inappropriateness. But this card to me is talking about sensuality and lovers more than anything, I think. The pink and like purple colors are very warm and inviting. So I'm going to put this card over here, and today we're looking at the Star Origin spread from the Starseed Oracle guidebook, and there's going to be 5 cards, and we're going to be looking at your soul gifts, your karmic wound, your life lesson, your current obstacle, and your soul calling. So I'll shuffle those up for you. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned either. This card is also number 14, which might be a significant number to you. Also the number 5. Oops. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so your first card is talking about your soul gift, what you came here to express and share with the world. And you got big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. This card also has a gateway on it, so that to me represents kind of moving beyond a certain perspective or situation into a new, totally new way of seeing things, or a new situation, or just unexplored territory, like almost like starting a new chapter or forging a new path. For these, I like to read out of the book too to give a little more insight. So again, we're looking at your soul gift, what you came here to express and share with the world. So you're somebody who's very forward thinking. You have a lot of inspired, creative, visionary ideas, new perspective and things that people have never seen before, heard of before. Could be even things that people have heard of before, but just a different way of presenting it, or a different twist on things. Just very, very inspirational to others. Expressive in your ideas. Really having a broader perspective than most. Being able to look at the big picture and really see the truth of the matter, versus being very hyper focused in one area of life, or one talent, or or something like that. You're more of a big picture, broader perspective, able to see things for what they are from the higher perspective. Okay, I'm going to look at this in the book, big picture thinking. Okay, so it says, here, I'm going to actually, I didn't do this for the other piles, but I think I'm going to try to hold this up so you guys can look at it while I read about it. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. You're likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you're being called to usher in. If so, this card is confirmation that it's divinely guided. The Pleiadians support us in this important stage in Earth's development. They want us to know that the decisions we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all its species. They're calling on you to be a leader of the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust that vision and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold your mind open and try not to worry about what others think. For it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's reality. And then in this booklet, they have Starseed Soul Inquiry for each card. How are you being called to step up and lead? What new ideas or creations are you being called to pursue? Nice. So yeah, again, with the having a creative way of seeing things that others might not look at it in that light, your gift to the world and what you're here to share and express with the world really is your unique perspective, your visionary perspective, and your creative, inspirational ideas that are gonna really help people see things from in a way they haven't really thought of things before. This is already giving me pile 2 vibes with the whole like being a dreamer, kind of people telling you, oh, no way, there's no way that would ever happen, or like, you know, just it's not big picture. They look at things in the small perspective. They don't see beyond the mundane, everyday things that society has told them. Like, you see beyond that. You don't get stuck in that mentality necessarily, and you're able to show the potential of the planet and the potential of humans and what we actually are capable of if we really allow ourselves to put ourselves in that situation and really start moving in that direction. We're capable of that, and you totally believe that, and you're here to show other people that. So if you were drawn to pile 2, I'd say check that out, because this is very similar energy. Alright, that's a beautiful card. So let's look at number 2. Now this is from a Karmic Wound, what you came here to heal. It says, a new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Again, that vision that you have, that people may doubt or think you're crazy for believing. That's what this is talking about. Again, pile 2 vibes. Very similar energy. I would say check that out if you felt drawn to it too. This is about anchoring those inspired ideas and holding the vision, holding that big picture thinking, and not letting people make you small or make you feel small or make you doubt the possibilities that you see for the future for this planet. You have a very your intuition and your ideas that come to you are very divinely inspired. You might resonate as a starseed as well, and you might feel like you're kind of a dreamer and you have like high expectations for humanity's future. You believe that we can do better, and you really do truly feel that, you know, with certain visionary and creative ideas, we can really push ourselves beyond what we believe to be possible. Excuse me. This is talking about what you came here to heal. So you're here to show people, keep holding the vision. That's really talking about having faith and believing in yourself, believing in others, believing that there's a better tomorrow, believing that it's possible for there to be a better tomorrow, and not just like throwing in the towel and being like, this is just how things are, this is how they've always been, humans, you know, suck, they don't want to do better, like, you know, no, you're here to be like, no, come on, we can do better, we can do this, and you hold that vision for people, and you inspire people with your ideas and the way you think and the way you see things. So that's really, it's important. It's important not to give up hope and to not let other people, even if other people are feeling hopeless or feeling, there's no way that vision could come true. Like, there's no way, like, we can see peace on earth. There's no way that we can reverse the damage we've already done. Like, yes, there is a way, and you believe that, and you have the inspired ideas and divinely guided visions to create that. And I think it's about trusting that within yourself whenever you're feeling doubtful. Keep holding the vision. It's happening. It might not feel like it or seem like it some days, but your mission is really to be that beacon of hope for others and show other people that yes, it is possible. And you will, if you look, you will find in many ways, sometimes it gets overlooked, but how things really do work out, like how positive change really can impact the world, even if it's a small act of kindness, even if it's, you know, it doesn't feel like you're doing a lot. You're helping. Your small act of kindness, you don't always realize or see the result of that act of kindness, but it's there. It ripples out for eternity, really. Like, the amount of lives it can impact is countless, you know, because it's a domino effect. Because if you help one person, now their day's better, they're feeling lighter and more in that loving energy, ready to go out and being kind to the person they interact with, and then that person feel, you know, and it's like it's like paying it forward. It keeps it a ripple effect. It radiates throughout the planet, and your part of your reason you're here is to hold that vision. Don't let people, you know, crush your dreams, like crush your hope for the future, for a better tomorrow. Like, no, that's their shit that they gotta work through. Like, as far as you're concerned, you know that it's possible, and that's why one of the biggest things is to just continue putting that loving energy out there, holding the vision. The new earth is happening. So try not to, and this is talking about your karmic wound, so if you do feel those doubts creep in and people are kind of making you question it, you have to really, you gotta just think back. Just think of times where you've helped people and how much it made you feel better, and, you know, don't get too caught up in feeling like small or feeling like your actions don't matter, because they do. They always positive and negative, but all actions have a reaction, right? And so if you're focused on putting that good loving energy out there, just know that it is helping, even if you can't always see it. So I'm going to read from the book. So a new earth. Don't give up now, you're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age When it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith, this is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds, dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pulled this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift, whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation or through working on a new project, job, or creation. Keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you. Didn't I say that? More people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working toward for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch how all you've so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. And it says, how can you keep holding the vision? So yeah, I think it's really speaking to, like I said, having that dreamer quality that a lot of people, they can't see it in the way that you see it. Like in your heart, you know, and again, like I said, pile 2 kind of had a similar message. It's like, your ideas might not be for everybody, and not everyone is going to understand them, and it's not your job to make them understand. Your job is to just keep doing you and hold on to your vision and know in your heart that you're doing the right thing, and trust, have faith. It's working. Even in ways you can't see, it's working. All right, beautiful. So, number 3, life lesson, what you came here to learn. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Beautiful. You came here to learn all about manifesting these visionary, inspired ideas in a creative way, like a new perspective, a way that most people haven't thought of, a very unique. You might be an artist yourself. You might be, and for me, an artist can be a musician, a writer, a cook, really anything. Anything can be art. Life itself, creation in general is art. So think of anything that you create, whether that could be like a new mindset too, anything. Your art and things that you manifest through your creativity, these are going to impact so many people, like that you can't even imagine maybe at the moment, or maybe you already know this and you have seen it impact people, but you are the person who understands that it is really like a responsibility, creative accountability. You understand that the ideas that you put out there, they need to be ideas that serve humanity as a whole. Not everyone can understand these ideas. They might think, well, we're not all one. We're not all equal. Everybody, has a different way of life, different resources and this and that, and which that all may be true. But at the end of the day, we're all part of this unity field of consciousness, and one person's light can ripple out into this field and help others in ways that they don't even know. Like, that's why art is so important. Art and any creative field or any creative venture or anything where we're putting what we feel in our hearts to be true out into the world for other people to see, it is a vulnerable thing to do. And again, not everyone is going to understand it, and they don't have to. That's not why you create art. People create art because it's like an innate thing, human like trait, that we have a drive in us to take like the ingredients that we are given and create something with them. And especially in times of turmoil and times of like uncertainty, like chaotic times, like especially what we're going through right now, this is when we need that visionary, artistic, creative, big picture thinking ideas. Like, these are ideas and visions that not everyone will understand, and it's not your job to make them understand. Your job is just to create them and put them out there for the world to see. And the people that understand will come to you. And then it'll again be a ripple effect. Those people will feel inspired now because they've seen, oh, somebody else gets me, somebody else understands. And then they'll start sharing their art and their ideas. And then people see them, and then it's a ripple effect. So it has an exponential down the road, like I said, affect people in ways that you might not even see. But it's so necessary, especially right now, and especially when people are losing faith, and they need people like you to inspire them that, you know, life is a canvas. You create your reality and how you view the world. If you wake up in the morning and you think the world is a scary, evil, dark place, you're gonna see scary, evil, and darkness in every person that you interact with. If you wake up and understand that we're all in this together, and I need to be as kind and caring and compassionate and empathetic and loving as possible, even in the face of like evil and terrible and like, you know, just even in your day-to-day life, like when you come across somebody that seems like they're like, oh my god, why was that person so rude to me? Just understand that it's not about you. They are seeing the world through a darker lens. They're not seeing it clearly, and your mission here is to create a world for yourself at first. That's usually how it starts, that you would like to see. Like, what is your idea and ideal for humanity? And then you project that into the world, and you'll start seeing, look, another person said that, and they agree, or they've seen what I am creating, and it's inspired them, and then that will give you that hope and faith to continue because somebody else gets it, you know. And then hopefully, if enough people can do that, it'll inspire the people who are struggling. And not to say that you're not struggling, because we all have, you know, we're all going through something, but the point is to not let that affect how you treat yourself and others. Like, you have to believe that there's a better tomorrow, and for yourself and for others, and then you act according to that, and I'm telling you, beautiful things will happen. It's talking about manifestation. You will manifest a more positive outlook. You will manifest inspired ideas in others. Again, like I said, you might not see it right away, but it's happening, and you have to trust and keep faith that it is happening. So I'm going to read it out of the book. Let's find that one. So it says, okay, trying to get this centered. You're the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for all that's good in your life right now. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain. You'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your world. This card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? And then it says, what are you being called to create in your life? This seems very similar to, I think it was the second card. Let's see. Or maybe, or second pile, I'm sorry. Interesting. Either way, again, your life is a canvas. Man, you might be into, you might have come across the law of attraction or manifestation and found that interesting. You might be practicing that right now. This is your life lesson, so why you came here, what you came here to learn. So you maybe are mastering the art of manifestation, becoming a creative connoisseur, so to speak. So that's really beautiful. I can relate to that. I'm an artist myself, so I'm digging this pile. All right, so let's see. Number 4, current obstacle, the thing that's challenging you the most. Double mission, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. Okay, so this to me, I want to look up in the book, because this is talking about your current obstacle and the thing that's challenging you most. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Again, kind of like what I was saying before, like when you feel the world's problems are too big for one person to handle. When you're worrying about that, try to reframe it and remember you're not the only one. You're not alone. There are other light workers, star seeds out there who have a mission just like you, similar, if not the same mission. The difference being each of us is going to be serving the world by being ourselves. So we each have a unique perspective. We each have unique experiences, gifts, talents, perspectives, all of that. That shapes how we create and how we manifest and how we what ideas we receive and how to put those ideas out into the world. Like, we each have a unique way of doing that. And you can look to others for inspiration, of course. That's, important along your journey. But at the end of the day, you're going to have something completely different than the next person. Just by the simple fact that you are you and no one else is you. We are each different. We are each a different facet of an entire whole. And because of that, we each offer different perspectives that inspire others who see what you have to offer within themselves and relate to it, but it's different because it's coming from you. It's like validation. And then again, these things have a ripple effect. So you inspire somebody, and then they are inspired. So they inspire somebody else by creating, because they saw something you created. It's like a ripple effect. This is a light worker. Lots of times their mission is to just put that love and light into the world. And lots of times we're told, like, you have to be positive all the time, and you have to never think negatively, and only love and light. And while that's all sounds good and nice, like, clearly, if you're like me, you felt on many days in a dark world, like, how can I be positive in such a negative environment? Well, I had to realize that this is the mission. Like, literally, by you being here, you are shining your light. You are focusing on love, light, and positivity. Or, it doesn't even have to be positivity, but just the things that light you up, the things that inspire you, the things that you love and enjoy. Like, you have to make time for those, and you have to put that out into the world for others to see. And that's what makes other people, like, wow, if they can create and they can put their light and love out there, and their creations and their, inspired ideas, like maybe I can too. And again, it's not about being perfect. It's not about like, oh, I'm doing this so that like people know this is the right way to do things. Like, no, it's just about expressing yourself in the natural way that humans like we just have that in us. It's like written in our DNA to like be creative and expressive, and that's just the nature of the universe too. Things are always expanding and things are always being creative, new ideas, things coming together to make new things. And I think this is talking about for your current obstacle, you might just be feeling completely overwhelmed. Like, how can one person like do that all? How can I be the change I would like to see? Like, when I'm dealing with the everyday like just stresses and negativity and drama and disappointments and just like all of that stuff. I think everyone can relate to that to some degree, and it can be taxing and tiring and exhausting. And this is just letting you know that when you feel that way, just remember you don't have to always be like grinding and creating. Like, I don't want you to get the idea that I'm saying you have to be creating every single day to be like doing good. Like, no. This is saying serve the world by being you. So by being you and being the unique individual that you are with your unique perspective, your unique gifts, your visionary ideas, the way you see the world, the way you create, the way that you're able to keep going even in the face of like terrible things. That alone, like the fact that you're here and you're you and you're still like caring and loving, like that alone is doing more good than you could even imagine, and in ways that you can't imagine. Again, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Like, it's happening whether you see it, feel it, or not. Like, if you can just dedicate some time every day to remind yourself, like, you are important. You are here for a reason. Just by being you, you're making a difference. And just remember that and truly feel it, even if you don't like maybe necessarily believe it all of the time. Sorry about that. For some reason my phone's been overheating and it just shuts the camera app off and it won't save it unless I pause the video. So picking up where we left off, I think we were talking about your current obstacle, thing that's challenging you the most. So yeah, maybe feeling overwhelmed, double mission, that's a lot on one person's shoulders, but just trust and know your spirit guides or whatever you believe in, the universe has your back. You're always guided and supported, and a lot of your inspired ideas and things like that, these come from your guides and from your higher self, and always with your best interest in mind. So once we trust and kind of get out of our way, a lot of times things manifest and things become easier for us, and it goes smoother when we just kind of release that need to control or know everything in advance. Like, I haven't really talked too much about it, but a lot of people have a misconception when they're going to a tarot reader or oracle card reader that the reader is gonna tell them their future and tell them all of the right answers and tell them everything they need to do, and like they're not gonna have need to put any thought or action behind it. It's all foretold. That's not how it works, unfortunately. Well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, probably fortunately, because lots of times we think we know what we want and we go to somebody looking for confirmation, and lots of times people don't give us the answers we like, or what we want to hear. And that's why at the end of the day, I always tell people, and I had to learn this too, you know what's best for you. You have to trust your inner guidance, and know that what's meant for you will come to you, and what isn't meant for you will be blocked from you. So there's no sense in pushing. Resistance is like the worst, like your worst enemy. You know, a lot of times you hear people say like, let go, just let it go, and let God in. And that's when things really start manifesting beautifully. So yeah, I don't know what compelled me to say that, but that may be a message for you guys. So the last card we're looking at is your soul calling, and what your soul is calling you towards. Oh, so this is activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led, and it looks kind of like Stonehenge, like a Stonehenge formation. I don't think it's actually Stonehenge, but similar structures. So your soul is calling you towards, it has to do with your double mission, power places, ley lines, trusting where you're led. Again, following your inner knowing, not relying on other people to tell you where to go, where the universe is leading you, where your higher self is leading you, even places on the earth that sound intriguing, or maybe they keep popping up in your Facebook feed or in your daily life, or someone mentions it to you, or you hear it in a song. Like for me recently, it was Sedona, Arizona. I just was feeling so drawn to go there, and it was a beautiful experience when I finally did make it out there. So I feel like it really helped activate a lot of energy and, you know, inspire ideas and things that I needed to continue down the path that I felt like led to go down. So definitely follow any inspired or again synchronistic places where that you maybe keep popping up for you, or think something, even like think places you wanted to go as a kid, or like just places you've always been drawn to. Like that's your soul calling you to go there, and it'll be so rewarding if you can make it out there. And even in like I believe, like this says power places, which can be very like you assume like, oh, I have to go to Stonehenge or like the pyramids or something like that. Not necessarily. Today, me and my boyfriend went to the park, and the little water that was over there, it wasn't even like a lake, it was like a little pond, or just like a little water area in the forest path, right off of the highway. It was so beautiful. The water like reflection itself was just like otherworldly, surreal. Like it looked crazy, and it was just so inspiring just being there, looking at it. And just like nature itself is a power place. Even if you live in a city, if you can find a little patch of like trees, or you know, whatever it may be, if you're called to it, I would say go for it. The people underestimate the power of being in nature and being in these like these places on earth where you feel drawn to and feel like the beauty of it inspires you. That itself has a powerful effect. So definitely follow any, or trust any places where you're led. I'm going to read this out of the book. It says, here, put this up here. Ley lines are invisible pathways on the land along which energy travels. They can be sensed when we tune into them with our subtle senses. Also known as spirit paths, they've been compared to the meridian system of the body used in Chinese medicine, and they link sacred sites, stone circles, burial mounds, and places of worship worldwide. In Australian Aboriginal culture, song lines were the paths traveled by the creator beings as they made the land and sea during the dreaming. These paths were recorded in the traditional songs and dances of the people, allowing them to access information about the land's history and to travel safely across long distances. Many believe that as we visit such sacred points on earth, something is activated within us. Some also believe that by connecting with the land, with devotion at these sacred places, something is activated within the planet too. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers, or to tend the land you live on, to honor and acknowledge the known and unknown keepers or nature spirits of that land? As you connect with the earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to hold you, the fruits provide more nourishment, and the guardians watch over you. So this has a starseed activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I honor and thank the keepers of the earth beneath me, known and unknown. Thank you for your nourishment and tender holding. Okay, so that's beautiful. Obviously you don't have the card to hold it, but you can visualize holding it to your heart and whispering that. This is really just, it's saying your soul is calling you towards places on earth where you feel divinely inspired, or where you feel at one with nature. These are the places that are going to nourish your soul and give you more energy and activate more ideas, and keep you going on your path, especially when you're feeling overworked or overwhelmed, or as if, your double mission here is too much, which definitely happens. I always feel rejuvenated when I go out into nature, and the more that you look at it as a living being with its own energy, and the places that you visit with its own spirits, like the trees, they all have their own unique energy and spirit within them, the animals, the flowers, even the earth, the soil, the water. You might feel drawn to like go swimming in water as a healing thing. All of these things, when you're grateful and in awe, like, which is also a form of being grateful, of nature's bounty and beauty, and you respect it, and you respect the spirits that dwell in those places, and it's not a creepy, scary thing, it's a beautiful thing. Like, there's energy everywhere, and when you become in tune with it and grateful for it, you can really feel it gives in return too. It's like it talked about in the book, it's kind of a reciprocal symbiotic relationship. If you go out, I don't think anyone watching these readings does this, but when people go out into nature and look to stake a claim there, and like own it and control it, and whatever, cut down the trees, or even kill the animals there, or look at them as pests and vermin, and like, this is my land, and only I'm here, like that's a disrespectful and not a symbiotic relationship with nature. We have to respect earth and all the creatures that live here, and all of the natural environments, all of the sacred places. Like, ancient people understood that, and that's why, like it said in the book, it's all connected. And when you can find it, it's almost like a portal. Again, here we have like a gateway, like a portal. It's like, if you can connect to that energy, it helps reinvigorate you to reconnect with like the whole planet, the whole grid, all of the ley lines that are connected. And if you can go in there with respect and gratitude and appreciation, you're also nourishing like the planet and the earth by doing that, and the spirits and the everything. Like, you're showing them and showing it respect. In return, it will do the same for you. And more sensitive people, like I think you are, and people watching this would be, like, you will understand that. And not many people understand that. They just look at like nature as a resource, like for the taking, and not like ever giving back. Like, that is why there's so much problems in the world right now, is because of that out of balance, giving or taking but not giving in return relationship. It's not a balanced or sustainable relationship. And part of your soul mission, and part of the reason you came here, is to rebalance that. And you're going to be able to do that with your visionary ideas, with your creations, and with your special, unique way of being you, and also just having gratitude. that alone is like so powerful. I don't think people understand how powerful the energy of gratitude is. But yeah, so I hope that reading helped. If it did, please feel free to let me know in the comments like what you thought, if it resonated or whatever. If you felt drawn to pile 2, I would say check it out because a lot of similarities. Even pile 1 with this card. So yeah, feel free to check those out. I'm gonna be posting more readings like this. This is my first time posting on YouTube, so I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I'm excited to do more of these. I was excited to do this reading. It was awesome. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.